Kia ora and welcome to a new video from NZ Pocket Guide. Today, to help you save money on your trip to New Zealand, I'm going to go over all the different options for budget accommodation in New Zealand. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first and the most famous option for budget accommodation in New Zealand are hostels. Hostels offer both shared dorm as well as private rooms and a lot of shared facilities such as a full kitchen and much more. It is a great way to save money when staying in New Zealand, especially when traveling long term and hopping from one place to another quite often. The next type of cheap accommodation or budget accommodation in New Zealand is holiday parks. The holiday parks are similar to hostels. They have a lot of different facilities, but they usually have even more different type of accommodations, from campsites to powered sites to motel units to cabins to shared dorms, etc. A lot of holiday parks have a super large range of accommodation options. Plus, you will have access to a full kitchen as well as all the playgrounds for the kids, etc. So if you're traveling with a family, that's your best option. Next up, we have cheap hotels. A lot of cheap hotels in New Zealand offers a bed, but you will have to share your bathroom with basically some other rooms on your floor. This is a great way to save money when traveling in New Zealand when you want to ensure even more privacy. Next up on our list, we have homestays and bed and breakfast. Those usually offer a private room for sure, but know that even in accommodation called bed and breakfast, sometimes breakfast is not included. So do be aware that if it's a very cheap bed and breakfast, well, don't expect the breakfast, just expect the bed. But you know, if it's half price, you get half the service, right? Next up on the list, we have motels. Motels are actually quite cool because quite often they offer and include parking, which is a really good asset when staying in the main cities in New Zealand where parking comes at a premium. But on top of that, most hotel rooms offer self-contained options, i.e. a small kitchen in your room. This will allow you to be able to save quite a lot of money by cooking your own food, or at least for the smaller meals of the day, such as breakfast. You'll be able to make your own breakfast and save a lot of money on your trip. Next up on the list, you have camper vans. A lot of people have heard about camper vans and freedom camping in New Zealand. However, you will have to run the cost down and do your calculations yourself. Camper vans tend to cost quite a lot of money, especially during the high season in New Zealand. Plus, it is more expensive to run them on the roads in New Zealand when it comes down to petrol as opposed to a rental car. On top of that, freedom camping is heavily regulated, and you will find that a powered site in holiday parks are actually similarly priced to what hostels are. So do the calculation, and we do have some comparison available on nzpocketguide.com in order for you to devise the best plan and know what would be the best option for your trip in New Zealand. Finally, the last option that I have for you today is couch surfing. Well, it's free, so it's always the cheapest option, obviously, and it can be done through several couch surfing websites in New Zealand. However, you do have to play it safe when doing couch surfing in New Zealand and do your research. Make sure to check out the full article that we have on the website about that with all our safety tips. Alright, so that's everything that I have for you today. As mentioned, there is a lot more on nzpocketguide.com, so make sure to check it out. And the whole team is joining me in wishing you the best time ever in New Zealand.